this is, unfortunately, and I didn't design this, the speakers, who hears the speakers the softest in the whole room? The person that's standing up here, right? Because the sound goes past the person who's up here. Those of you who haven't been up here yet, you'll experience that. It's way louder, the speakers are way louder in the room than they are up here. I don't know what to do about that. But anyway, other comments for Justin? He has a very loud voice, like me. There's a lot of noise going on inside his head when he's singing. Way more than most of you have happening. He's got stuff banging around in there like a bean in a tin can, going all over the place. But making all this noise, and it's hard. I mean, I empathize. It's hard when you're ringing that much to hear. But you do it and get used to it. Yes, Alex?
I think it's more for breath control, actually. Well, not even breath control, but when you take an air and breathe in, you seem to let it all out within the first couple of vowels. So I would suggest, I don't know how, maybe tell me.
Alex, it's an absolutely legitimate statement what you're saying. He has this powerful voice, but part of his power comes because he's like a muscle car that gets really bad gas mileage, you know, and he's using it all up in the first couple of notes, and then you're right trying to coast to the nearest gas station for the last part, right? And you hear it. What happens is his voice thins out at the end. And the answer to that, more than anything else, is sing more. The more you sing, it's the muscles develop, the strength and the coordination that comes. It's a sign of somebody who has a strong voice, who has a big voice, a powerful voice, but has not developed the endurance that comes with working that. It's like you've got bursts of power, but you don't have sustained power yet. And for anybody who's worked athletically, you know that just comes with working it. You just got to work it. So Alex, there are things that we can do specifically to address that, but I think it's one of those things that as he develops, it'll go away by itself. So I don't tend to focus on this, but absolutely a legitimate comment, and probably the thing that stands out the most to my ear. Anything else? Yes.
There are a lot of hand motions.
Okay, what did you think of his hand motions?
I felt like I was being scolded.
Like you're being what?
Scolded.
He did this kind of, and also not only did he do this, but he also leaned into you when he did it. So he goes, and right, that's what the scolding I think is the part of his head as he did it each time.
This is how I talk.
But you don't talk. Go back and watch the video. You do not talk like that. If
it's more friendly.
If you say it like this, that would have been something, but you didn't. Right? That's what he was doing. You know, if you went over to Kohl's here and there was somebody trying on an outfit and they're standing in front of the mirror going, you'd think they had issues, wouldn't you? And because one of the things you can do when you watch the video, if what you're doing doesn't look like things that real people do, it's going to come off as a crutch to get you through the song. And I think that's what the gestures didn't add. They distracted. They created, and that might have been on a subconscious level part of what you're doing. The thing that I love about what he did is he absolutely threw himself into the song. There was the opposite of what you're doing. This is the opposite. I would like to see him be more like you. I'd like to see him be a little more, humble isn't the right word, a little more self-control. Have a little bit more control in what you're doing. You two need to let go and just start singing. You know, I would love it if you guys would start waving your arms around and doing something, because you guys have bottled yourself up and you're just spraying the room down. You know, and so if you can center that, the other thing that's going to happen if you can center it, you're going to find that I think that will get your breath control better, because right now part of this is you do this firework burst of energy at the beginning of each phrase that a little more control will help. Yes.
That's just kind of reiterate. Well, I was going to say, it reminded me of him being like a courtroom or something. But the actual
Prosecuting attorney.
Yes.
Right. We've all decided he's guilty by the end of it.
But the actual point was, I can tell you've got like a rich color palettes in there, and I wanted more. I wanted,
Yeah, I'm trying my voice to do that.
And you notice when he does put the air into that, he's really got a good color. But as soon as he runs out of air, it thins out very fast, and that's just going to come with doing it. There's really, I have to be careful that you hear what I'm saying, Justin. When I say control it, I don't mean take this big bushy plant and prune it down to here. It's not what we're looking for. We're trying to get a controlled, a centered flow. Not less energy, but a more focused energy. Here's a better metaphor. You got one of those things on the end of the hose. You're spraying all over the place. And what I want you to do is get that hose to where it's making the same amount of water, but it's coming out of a steady stream right down the center of your instrument. You see what I'm saying? I'm not asking you to cut back. I'm asking you to focus the energy that you've got. But just try that for a second. Let's see what happens. See, just take that advice and see what you can do. All right. Take what I'm saying, and not as a conscious choice, but out of desperation, you're going to tighten up and you're going to get rigid. You're going to hold yourself in place. Right, and I'm not asking for this.
Yeah.
I got it. It's relaxing. You have the purpose of practice it that way. I say this to everybody. I will say it again, but to you in particular, mirror work. Stand in front of a mirror. You will notice if you're wiggling all over the place. If you're not in front of a mirror, it's amazing the bad habits you don't realize that you have, that you're doing. Funny things that you do that you don't realize because you're not thinking about them. Your awareness is on something else. If you watch yourself in the mirror, you go, boy, look like a can of worms up there. Just squirming all over the place. Get yourself focused, get yourself physically centered, and then I think the music will follow that, will set into that groove and just go for it. Okay?
Did you have something, Michael?
Oh yeah, like I tend to see that you're like moving your head, like when your eyes, they should be.
Even when we got his body fairly clear, his head was still all over the place. Some part of him's got to be on a swivel. Whatever he's doing, you got to be moving all over the place. Center yourself, get yourself focused. Burn a hole right down the middle of the song is what you're looking for. Okay, great, thank you, Justin.